Hello, Cambridge, and welcome to Fresh Ideas from Whole Foods Market. Tonight, we're going to talk about chocolate, cheese, and coffee, all for Valentine's Day. That's coming up pretty soon. Featuring me, I'm your host, Matt Keller, marketing for the Cambridge and Somerville locations of Whole Foods Market. We've got our guest, Nicolas Dukes.
Hello.
He is the associate team leader for our specialty department at the Prospect Street location. Then, as always, our tireless producer, Dina Charenson.
Hi,
She's
everybody.
also the marketing specialist for the Cambridge and Somerville locations. Hi, everyone.
Hello, good
Hi.
evening. Welcome, Nicholas.
Nicholas, thanks for joining us today. How
Of
you
course.
doing?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing wonderful.
We're
How are
excited
you?
to have you. I'm good, thank you. Yeah, it's so much fun. We're here to talk about your specialty, cheese and coffee and chocolate. But do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do at the Prospect Street location? How long you've been there? What you like about the store? all
Well,
that
I've been
sort of
at
thing.
Prospect Street since April, and last April, coming up on a year.
Oh, wow.
I'm the associate team leader, which means I'm responsible for a lot of administrative functions, but I also do a lot of production, so I get to work with our wonderfully high quality, delicious food every single day, and it's
Yeah.
really lovely. Like from chocolates to cheese, coffee, sweet coffee.
How can you do better than that?
I love what I do. I love working with this food.
Yeah, awesome.
yeah.
No, well, great to hear. I like that location, that Prospect Street location.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's really small. It's nice. It's cozy.
It's been around for 37
Been there
years.
For a long time, I was
Yes.
gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 1979?
Yeah.
Pretty rooted in the community, right?
It is.
Yeah. Well, all right. So let's talk about today's show. This is the exciting part. That was exciting too. Obviously, Valentine's Day is coming up. So chocolate, cheese, and coffee all connected with Valentine's Day. And I was asking Dina, I was like, how does coffee connect with Valentine's Day?
And what did I tell you?
Yeah, and Dina was like, breakfast in bed, and ding, like a light bulb went off. I was like, oh.
And a great way to start, even if you don't have the luxury of being able to do that, you can just start your day with a great cup of coffee.
Yeah, and it's full of love.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about each of them. We have some interesting facts, and then what is that word? What is terroir? I don't know. We're going to find out.
Not to be confused with terror.
No.
Yes.
It
No,
is
we're
not.
not. We're not going to talk about that. Terroir is way fun. So let's talk about terroir.
Well, terroir is really the flavor of the land that you get in foods, and it's specific to a lot of these foods because a lot of these foods, coffee, chocolate, cheese, they're grown in specific areas under specific conditions, or they're only made in certain regions in some cases, like Parmigiano Reggiano. Similar to how
did you all notice
champagne
this?
is always champagne.
That huge piece of cheese?
Well, yeah, I was going to say, when we had Peter, the wine expert, here a few months back, we talked a little bit about terroir too. We're all talking about
That's right.
taste of place, right?
Oh yeah, it's the taste of place. That's a really handy way to put
Yeah,
it.
isn't that a handy little...
It's very catchy and memorable.
Yes, so there you go, terroir, taste of place. Anyway, so we won't talk about this yet, but
No,
let's dive into chocolate.
Let's.
All right, so here we go. All right, we're gonna talk about some chocolate facts. Where does it come from? What is it? What are different kinds? All that kind of thing. So, mole sauce, that's fun. But yeah, let's chat about chocolate for a little bit. So tell us everything you know
Everything I know.
about chocolate.
Oh well, it's
3 minutes.
Yes.
It's a Mesoamerican staple. It started out being drank. It was a beverage served hot or cold, bitter, and then after
chocolate.
the European colonization, it became one of the first major crossover plants that affected European culinary tradition. And chocolate has evolved from being a bitter drink to more and more refined as the centuries have gone on, to where we have all sorts of fine chocolates like the kind you see here. And this is actually a really neat assortment because we have the Taza discs, which are similar to chocolate solids in the more traditional Mesoamerican aspect. So they're gritty. Chocolate has to be very refined before you can get it into a bar form. And we also have bittersweet and dark and white baking chocolate here.
Ooh, white baking chocolate.
White baking
Well, wait,
chocolate.
let's talk about white chocolate. Is
Okay.
white chocolate even chocolate? Like, what are we talking about? Where does chocolate come from? What makes white chocolate different from regular chocolate?
Chocolate comes from specifically this bigger than an eggplant sort of pod, and you
Okay.
crack it open, and it's got all these seeds that you have to partially ferment, and then you've got to roast them, and then
Wow.
out pops the little nib once you break through the shell, and that's
Ooh, cocoa
ground
nibs.
into cocoa
Yeah.
butter and all the other things, and under more refinement, different products are made. And one of the more modern twists to chocolate came when cocoa liqueur, chocolate liqueur, was basically invented and discovered to be a property of how chocolate works. And that is one of the reasons why some people consider white chocolate not white chocolate. It doesn't have cocoa liqueur.
Okay, so that's that main difference.
Yeah.
All right, I like white chocolate.
I love
pretty
white
big fan.
chocolate.
It's so good. So is the baking white chocolate less sweet?
No, it's
No.
sugars.
You just eat it.
It's not really a sugars thing that makes it white. That's all the different manufacturers do all their different
Well,
things.
I just remember when I was little, and there was this like Hershey's bar up in the top of the cabinets, and I always looked at it. And then one day I got up there and I got it, like when everyone was gone, and I tried it, and that's when I first learned what baking chocolate was. It was terrible.
That's right. It wasn't worth the effort
No, it really wasn't.
and the waiting and the anticipation.
And I knew never to go after that chocolate again. But anyway, so that's why I was curious about the white chocolate. So, but the white chocolate is still a little sweeter. It's still
Yeah,
not
it's-
like super bitter like the
No,
dark
it's
baking
not super
chocolate.
bitter.
Okay, great. All right, fun. So, what do we like to do with chocolate?
What do we like to do? What don't we like to
I
do?
don't know. Should we talk about some recipes with chocolate, or do you have
Yeah.
anything else about chocolate before we get into
Oh, we can talk
chocolate
about
dipped
recipes.
strawberries? Maybe.
Chocolate dipped strawberries.
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right.
I think so.
Yeah, let's click on to the next little slide there. Oh, perfect. All right, we're gonna talk about how to make chocolate dipped strawberries. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, now we are. I promise. Dun dun dun.
And that's something that you can do at home.
So exciting. You know, they always make it look really easy, right?
They do.
And like you could just
It's
like
easy if
churn
you've got
out
a
chocolate
double
dipped
boiler.
strawberries. That's true. Is that how you do it with a double boiler?
Yeah, that's the easiest way to do it.
Okay. Fun. And that's like what? A pot on top of a pot with boiling water underneath?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You can rig something up at home.
And that way, what's that for? Just so you don't overcook the chocolate?
Yeah, so it doesn't burn and start to caramelize.
So it's like steaming chocolate without getting it right on the steam.
Right.
Okay. That makes sense. Great. Well,
Okay.
there's chocolate in a chocolate pod.
Absolutely.
All right, well, let's move on to cheese. I think that's exciting. So let's talk about cheese. All right, so we're going to talk about how cheese is made, different milk sources for the different types of cheese, our Valentine's Day choice, Parmigiano Reggiano. So exciting. What to serve, and we're going to show another video. But first, let's talk cheese. All right, how's it made? Let's talk about milks, that sort of thing. Let's talk about this guy.
Well, cheese is one of the earliest agricultural products, which is what makes it so amazing. There are so many different varieties, but they all start from the same place. So you basically just control the spoilage of milk. You take milk, you heat it up, you add some salt, you add animal rennet to get going. Now we have vegetarian enzymes that do the same thing as animal rennet, and that's lining from an animal's stomach is what it's trying to mimic. Digestive bacterias, and that's
Wow.
what starts the curdling process, which separates the liquid from the solids.
All right, the curd in the whey.
Oh, yeah.
Right? There we go. Well, you know, the nursery rhyme.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah.
Little Miss Muffet.
And then let's talk about this. Yeah, Little Miss Muffet. Sat on a tuffet. But anyway, let's talk about this.
Parmigiano Reggiano is the king of cheese. It's utterly fantastic, and it only comes from a few specific places in Italy. And that's what terroir is all about. It's
Okay.
milk that is from the cattle grazing in this area, fresh that morning, combined with milk from the evening melting that is left in shallow pans. So you have a sort of natural skimming effect that goes on where all the cream just rises to the top, and they scoop that out, and they add the part skim milk to the milk from the morning session for the Parmesan. And I don't remember how many gallons it is, but it's a lot of gallons that goes
Wow.
into one
A lot of
wheel.
milk.
This right here is a quarter of a wheel. It's 10 kilos. Most of the full wheels are somewhere, or between 75 and 90 pounds.
A kilo being 2.2 pounds.
See, I didn't know that. Oh,
Easy conversion.
yeah, you always have all these.
I just know so many
Facts.
interesting facts.
Well, yeah. Well, let's watch a video about terroir.
Oh, right.
Does that sound all right
Yes.
to everyone? Sounds fun to me. I'm excited. All right, off we go. And then, da-da-da, hopefully it's gonna work. Yes.
Hi, I am Massimo Bottura. I'm a cook in Modena, and it's a place called the Food Valley for the most incredible product we have in Italy. Maybe some of the most mythic product in the world, like balsamic vinegar, Parmigiano Reggiano, the ham of Parma, the mortadella, and it's called the land of fast car and slow food. I always say that in my vein there's balsamic vinegar, and my muscle are made by Parmigiano Reggiano. If I look back really far away, I'm thinking about where my appetite begins. I felt the kitchen was my safety place. All the women, they were like rolling pasta and making tortellini. And at that time, for all the party we had, my father was bringing home big wheels of Parmigiano. All the women, they were using some for the tortellini, for the pesto, some for the appetizer. I was escaping from my older brother, and I was finding my safety place under the table in the kitchen where my grandmother was rolling pasta. She was defending me from my older brother with the mattarello, the big wood things to roll pasta use. Get out of here, leave me alone. He's the younger one. Don't, and I was with my hand stealing tortellini. It's something that you cannot describe because growing up like that is part of yourself. It's part of your life. That's why this cheese is so incredible. These components of the taste that is like so intense, so full of flavor, that reflect the raw milk that is skim milk from the night before and the milk of the morning mixed together with raw milk like that. You compress 500 liters of milk into a big wheel. The Japanese, they call it umami, means it's just the perfect flavor. This is something magic that reflects our terroir. Fog, hot weather, cold weather, gives concentration, the natural stretching of years and years. That's why slow food. I find inspiration from my past, from my passion. It could be art, music, or food. It's what drives us and makes visible the invisible. Analyzing the past in a critical way, not in a nostalgic way, to bring the best from the past into the future.
It's fun to listen listen to, huh?
Oh, I can just picture him under the table
I know,
with
right?
Grandma.
Hi, I am
There
Massimo
he is again.
Bottura.
Okay. Anyway. Well, wait. Let's talk about one thing that we're always excited about with Whole Foods
Yes,
Market. Let's
yes.
talk about the Parm Crack.
Parm
Can you
crack.
tell
What
us
is
what
that?
that is?
The Parm crack is when we roll out the wheels of Parm, and anytime we cut Parmigiano Reggiano, we cut it with traditional hand tools. That's my favorite thing to do at work. It's so amazing to just do something as it's been done for so long, and you get to know the specific wheel you're cutting because they all break apart differently. And so we use spades and chisels and weird little nuts, knives, and we break apart a wheel of Parmigiano and sample it out to customers and have a lot of fun and eat parm and maybe some pasta too, and any Whole Foods all at the same time you'll walk into one time every year. We're cracking the new batch from our 39 family farm suppliers. 2 years to make a wheel of Parmigiano Reggiano.
Wow.
And so
good.
this is the product of just
2
age and
years of labor
maturation and
yeah.
being in the land and of the land, coming here, and this is our first taste. And there's nothing like Parmigiano Reggiano when it's right off the wheel.
There is.
after it's been cracked.
If you didn't
So
say
good.
that, I was going
And then
to.
I was gonna say it, and we're still saying it.
We're all in
It's really
agreement, and
good.
it is absolutely, it is worth
Every
having that experience.
Yes, definitely. So how do you have that experience? Well, go to any Whole Foods Market on February 25th,
That's right, Saturday.
Saturday, February 25th at 3 o'clock.
And you can't get there at 3:20. I mean, you could still
could.
eat it, but you won't be able to see
You gotta watch
the
him
time-honored
break the wheel.
the
open.
traditions and yes.
It's really fun. So
It
anyway,
is.
any Whole Foods Market, go to the Prospect Street one. You'll see Nick.
I'll be doing
Nicolas.
it.
He'll be doing it right there. You gotta meet him
That's right.
live. Yeah, it's crazy.
And have him hand you a piece of the freshly cracked parm.
Oh, love it. Anyway, so what's next? You gonna talk about coffee?
I think we should.
I think we should. I think that'll be fun. All right, so what are we going to talk about coffee? Let's see. Not that. There we go. All right, so great coffee culture in our area.
Yes.
We're going to talk about how great it is to get coffee around here, how to brew, about Allegro, and if we have time, we'll watch a video. We might not, but that's okay. You can watch it yourself, you know?
That's
Anyway,
right.
Yeah. So, back to us. All right, let's talk about coffee.
Coffee.
Tell me all about
Who
coffee.
doesn't love it? I mean, this is a great.
I like the way it smells.
You like the way it smells?
Yeah.
You don't like how it tastes?
I know, I've never really developed a taste for coffee. Isn't that funny? I like tea. And I like the way it smells when it's brewing, though. It smells so good. There's nothing like that.
Panama Geisha Esmeralda. That is the coffee that you need.
Panera Deja Esmeralda?
Geisha, yeah. It's
Geisha.
from one
Alright.
specific, it's a single origin coffee. It's fantastic. It's incredibly special, and it's much more like a tea in both body and flavor than a coffee, but a very complex coffee-like tea.
Okay.
It's
That's why you have to
one-of-a-kind
stick with
coffee.
Nicolas.
I know. Like, what if I've been missing this whole time? I have.
Better late than never.
I'm gonna try it. All right. So, yeah. What about coffee culture? Tell us how to brew it.
I love here. It's amazing. We're so spoiled for choice.
That's
I mean,
right.
you can go down here. We not only have so many local roasters who are bringing great single origin and blended coffees into your cup every day, but we also have great coffee shops around here, from smaller ones to ones operated by the roasters, such as the Barrington Cafe on Newbury Street.
That's cool.
Great, amazing coffees, and you go down there and you get amazing espresso drinks by talented baristas who know their stuff. It's really wonderful. It's a wonderful experience.
Nice. Yeah, lots of coffee shops popping up. I
There
think I saw a George Howell coffee shop.
Well,
pop
he's
up, which was pretty
formerly
cool.
of the Coffee Connection, which was, in the many years ago, and that was
Many moons.
Yes, that was one of the first ones in Harvard Square.
Really?
Yes, and
Talk
it was
about
really.
local, you know?
So those of you watching in the audience, you remember the Coffee Connection. I probably sat next to you.
Yeah. There you go. But where's that at? That's in Downtown Crossing, right? George
Well, the
Howell
Coffee Connection
Well,
is now closed.
is now closed.
Yes.
Okay. But the new coffee shop that opened is, I think, in Downtown Crossing. I'm not sure though.
I think so.
That's where I saw it. I thought it was a Cole Haan. And
Oh, oh.
it's like the same. But anyway,
Yes.
that's like really hip. That whole George Howell thing. Anyway.
So what's this thing? Will you explain
tell
what
us
this
about this.
is?
This is a Chemex, and it's one of my favorite ways to make coffee. Before I got a Chemex, I didn't really like light coffees at all, and now I really love light coffees. It's this crazy lab sort of glassware,
That's crazy.
and it has proprietary paper filters, and it's just a pour over. So you can use an electric kettle, stovetop kettle, if you have just a hot water source on
That's beautiful.
the thing
Yeah, it's nice. So you
at
just put a
work.
filter on it and then pour some.
Put
We'll
the
put the
coffee
coffee in
in.
there.
Yeah, you just
Pour-
let it brew. You let it sort of bloom by pouring a little bit of the hot water in there and let that take effect, and you sort of see the ground start to saturate, and then you just pour the rest over. It's quick, it's easy, the cleanup is easy, and it's a really clean tasting cup of coffee. It's really, really fantastic.
That's fun. Yeah, I was scared
wow.
of that thing, but now I'm not.
No.
It seems like very approachable.
And it's nice and light.
Yeah, I love that. So anyway, all right, so we've covered coffee. We just covered coffee.